Hi everybody. I just want to come on here and this is going to be the first series that I'm going to be doing. And, well, first of all, I should give a shout out to Alex because he's the one who bought me this. It's beautiful. He bought me that last year for Christmas. And I'm sitting on my bed right now, so every time I go to sleep, I imagine that I'm sleeping on this bed of soft grass beneath the canopy of the trees. And I just love trees. I love them so much. And then I have a bunch of dream catchers up there and one above my bed. But anyway, I wanted to talk about your memories. It's super important to make good memories, especially when you get older, because memories are going to come up for you, and good and bad. So you want to make the best memories that you can. And if you're starting to get into a negative situation, which now we have the holidays coming up, and a lot of families get into it, and I don't know, there's financial stress going on, and it just seems like there's a lot more irritability, among family members, and maybe your husband or wife or whatever. And so it's super important to not make bad memories. I mean, try not to make bad memories ever. Because when you get to be my age, I'm 63 now, these memories will bombard you. And sometimes it's when I'm trying to go to sleep, and all of a sudden things will come in my mind that I hadn't thought of for years, And it's like horrible, because I have some really, really bad memories. But I've got some really, really good memories too, and sometimes those come in. But I think especially if you're like in a negative situation, or you're not happy at work, or your boss is treating you like crap or whatever, it seems like at those times the bad memories come in more. And when you can raise your vibration and you're happier in your home life every day, then that doesn't happen as much, or at least that's the way it is with me. So I'd like to say, just do whatever you can not to make bad memories. Say, for instance, if you're, you're getting into it, or if someone at home has like an attitude or something, you need to remove yourself as, as nicely as possible, or quietly as possible. Go in your room, read a book, do whatever it takes to avoid that person for a while, because things always change and things always get better, and they will get in a better mood later on. But it's best to just give that person some space, and to give yourself some space, because if you're like me, I tend to absorb whatever they're going through. I don't know if it's being an empath or what. I have a lot of psychic abilities, and I think I just tune into people super easily, and it affects me, even if I'm trying not to let it affect me. So the best thing I found is just go in my room, watch some YouTube videos, do whatever it takes to just get your mind off of that person, and get your mind onto something that is just better. You can meditate, you can do guided meditations. There's so many on YouTube. You could listen to the 432nd Hertz or whatever. Just try to do anything to raise your vibration. You go for a walk around the block. Whatever you can do. Because I'm telling you, as you get older, every memory is piling up like a mountain. So you're piling these memories up, good and bad, and they're going to come back. And sometimes when you least expect it, you'll have a memory pop in your brain and you're like, oh my God, I haven't thought about that for 20 years or 5 years or whatever it's been. And you want those memories to be good. So, you just, otherwise you're going to get to be 63 years old and you're going to have a whole bunch of bad memories bombard you. And it won't be fun. So I would just like to suggest do whatever it takes. Just do whatever it takes to keep your vibration high, to stay positive. No matter what is going on, things always get better. And you always get through it, I've been through some really rough times. And not that long ago. And to raise my vibration, I am just like so grateful, I'm so grateful. Every time I walk in the door, I'm so grateful I have my own place again. No more roommates. I'm just grateful I have a job. I have the money to buy food and to cook and, all the little things, because it's everyday life that's gonna, that you're gonna be experiencing. And once in a while you're gonna be able to go on a trip or have a vacation or something fun's gonna happen, but most of the time it's gonna be just a mundane thing, where you're just getting up, going to work, coming home, whatever. So anyway, that's just the point I wanted to make, is just try your best to make good memories. And you can do it. We need to just get the negativity out of our life as much as possible. And not only just for the memories, but just for your own well-being, your own mental health, and for everyone around you, because I guarantee you it affects everyone, your neighbors, your coworkers, everyone, your kids, your husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It's going to affect everyone, because you just ripple out, your energy ripples out, and their energy is rippling out, and you're kind of like bumping in and colliding, and it's just a mixture, you're going to get all mixed up. So you just want to try to make it as good as possible. And I've noticed even with my boss, she'll be in a bad mood sometimes. And I've been able to raise my frequency, which raises her frequency, and then she gets in a better mood. And we're talking about a pretty difficult person. So she's pretty negative at different times. I mean, not all the time, but when she's negative, she's like really, really negative. So, and it just kind of like brings down the whole house around her, So I've noticed that if I can get her on a subject, like something I could do for her, I talk about, I'm going to plant tomatoes for you next year, or, that was the last thing I did. And that just brought her up, cheered her up. I mean, it's a year away before I'm going to be planting any tomatoes. But for the time being, that raised her vibration, and it raised mine. And then we skated through the whole rest of the day. So it's just little simple things that you can do. And I'm just, it's not, this. Like, you want to make good memories. So I'm really just saying this so to bring it up to your mind, put it again at the back of your mind so that you don't forget it on an everyday basis, especially with the holidays coming up. And no matter what you're going through, things will get better. So definitely hang in there. If you're having any depression or anything like that, things always, always get better. Just hang in there. By your fingernails, whatever you got to do. Just hang in there. Things will get better. And keep trying. Because things are not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. So, I mean, you can ask the angels to help, and they will help, but you do have to ask them. So they can't mess with your free will. So, anyway, that's about all I think I really had to say right now. I have a whole bunch of different subjects wrote down that I'm going to talk about, and then once in a while I'll probably throw in a little cooking tips, or I might throw in a meditation or something like that. But I'm going to try to do this on a regular basis from now on, because if for those of you that watched my old videos, oh my God, they're so bad and they're so depressing. And I guess this one probably isn't much better, but I'll get the hang of it and I'll get better at it. But just for those of you that kind of know my story from before, I ended up getting a caregiving job, but it was like minimum wage, you know, just a little bit above minimum wage. So I had to work sometimes 16 hours a day, and I mean, I just worked 7 days a week. It was terrible for a whole year. But I was grateful. I was so grateful that I could just pay the rent and buy food and everything was fine. So, you know, like really, I can't complain, and I didn't complain then, and I'm not complaining now. But then, through working, I met a couple that's 83 years old, and now I'm a private caregiver. And so now I got a couple of days off. I mean, there are times where I work 6 days a week, but once in a while, maybe half the time or something. But now I have time off, and I'm making a little bit more money, so I'm really grateful for that. And see, I mean, things did get better. I knew they would. I knew if I just hung in there that they would get better, and they have. It's been a lot of hard work, but the hard work was worth it. So for me, everything's going good, and I hope everything is really going good for you too. And I hope you and your families are fine and doing good through this pandemic. We're still in it. And so people need to still be careful, I think. I'm not like overly careful, but I'm not underly careful either. So I try my best, not like I don't go grocery shopping or anything. Everything is delivered. I really don't go anywhere. So I'm just trying to avoid any extra germs, especially because my clients are 83 years old. I can't be taking a bunch of germs over there, especially COVID. So I try to be very careful. But and then a little update on my daughter. You know, she had the hole in her cornea, and everything had to be blacked out in the house. All the windows and everything. She couldn't stand the light. It hurt her really bad, and she would get headaches, and she just couldn't stand the light. But she got her eyeball glued. They glued it, and so that's pretty much what's holding it together. But now it's been probably, I gotta think, probably almost a year that she's had it glued. And we're just kind of biding our time, because the surgeon said it looked like it was healing up without getting a transplant. And a transplant is a big commitment, and you're on medication and eye drops the whole rest of your life, and it may or may not take. You know, her body could reject it, and then she'd be without an eyeball altogether. So we've been holding off on, you know, getting the cornea replaced. So we just gotta I don't know. Every day it's just kind of, you know, it's a little bit touch and go because we just don't know when the glue is going to come off, if it's going to come off, or what's really going on. But for right now, it's holding together, and I'm just grateful for that. And I just hope it heals up. The glue will probably fall off on its own, and she'll be okay. I mean, fingers crossed, you know. So she's doing good. I'm doing good. The pets are doing good, and they're getting older, but they're still doing pretty good. So everything's great, and I just hope everything's great with you too. And I'll just see you on the next video. Okay? All right. Have a good night. Bye.